How can you remove a liquidator? Well, there are three ways to do this. One way, which is perhaps the least likely way to succeed, is that you simply turn around to the insolvency practitioner who's liquidating the company in your capacity as the creditor and ask them to resign for somebody else to take over. Now, generally speaking, that is probably going to be the least effective of the three options available to you. The other two are far more common, the first one being far and away the most common and straightforward way, which is you do what's called a Rule 1518 requisition, whereby you serve the liquidator with a form which is set out in terms of the requirements in Rule 1518 of the insolvency rules, and you have to give various information in terms of the amount that the creditor is owed, whether there are any supporting creditors, and so on. And what you may find is that the liquidator may then ask you for a deposit for the costs of convening a procedure or a meeting of creditors, as it might be referred to, for the purposes of them being replaced. Now, the alternative to that is that you make an application to court. And if you make an application to court, that's quite a high bar for a creditor to reach. If you do the Rule 1518 requisition, the key requirement is that you've got 25% or more of creditors on board with you by value voting in the same way that you want. So, on the other hand, if you do a court application, you're basically asking the court to remove its own officer, and the courts tend to be a little bit reluctant to do that, and it's therefore much more difficult. You're going to have to prove that it's in the best interests of the liquidation for the liquidator to be removed. And generally, from the point of view of the court, if the liquidator has been honest, effective, and efficient, the court's going to be unlikely to remove the liquidator. So, if you want to remove a liquidator, starting point realistically is what's known as the Rule 1518 requisition, and that will be most likely to be the most effective way forward, provided you've got your 25%.